Okay, here we go. Drawing the Wizard of Oz characters, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, or El Mago de Oz. So we're going to start with, your paper should be going either vertical or horizontal. We want to start with Dorothy right in the center, okay? And Dorothy right in the center, we're going to start with a nice little happy face like this to start up her Coco. Boom. And from this point on, I'll zoom in so that you could see it better, right? All right, here we go. 8, 11, right there in the middle. Let's see if bringing this down a little bit more will look a little bit better. What brush do we have? Oh, that's why it doesn't look that good. We need our inking and we need our, this one. So let me redrew those lines. So I went with that happy face. That's still a little too thick. That's much better. That's not good. All right, there we go. This will work. Happy face. And let's put that number 11 for her neck. Okay, so what I want to do next is, let's do her eyes. So right here at the top, I want to put sad face and a little number 1. And then I want to draw her nose right next to that, which is the letter L. It's the letter L, but I draw it backwards. I'll put the letter L here so you can see what I'm talking about. The letter L, but I'll draw the letter L backwards, and I'll give it a little curve here and a little curve there, okay? So I draw my letter L backwards, and right next to it, I could draw the same eye. Sad face, and a little number 1. And I could put happy face here, dead center, happy face here, dead center. And you could put a little happy face here at the bottom, little happy face there at the bottom. And you want to give her a happy face 2 times for the mouth. 1 and 2. And you could put just a little number 1 right there. Sad face across the top for her eyebrows. And now that you have her face, her hair is going to go like a triangle pointing straight up. Little happy face like that. And close it on that side there. I like it like that. Going kind of like, I like to draw it going up and then back down again and touching here. You could put sad face going all the way around past the neck. Do the same thing on the other side. Sad face all the way around past the neck. And then like on the side here of her head, of her Coco, just give her a little parallel line, a little parallel line. And yeah, I put her ear here, the letter C and the letter C. And I'll close this little gap here where her neck is by just using, let's say like an M. And the little bow ties, you could put like a little letter C in there for her ear, to have the inside of her ear. Or you could do a little number 5, little backwards number 5, whatever you choose. 2 nice options there. For me, in my drawing right here, I just gave her a little happy face, you know, so I can continue the hair. And then the bow tie. So you want to start with triangle on the left, triangle on the right, and put a little circle in the middle. Triangle on the left, triangle on the right, and you want to put a little circle in the middle. And I just like to put a little sad face on each one to give it a little bit of the wrinkles or the where you tied the knot. And I'll go happy face, happy face, happy face, happy face. So the little tails of her hair. And if you want to make it look like braids, you could just go sad face all the way down, just a little bit, not a lot, to give her just that little bit. Okay, now to the right, to start up her sleeves, I'll go happy face, and I will put like the little letter L like this. Again, like a little letter L, or like a little V, if you will. So like that, this looks like L or V, but I do it on the side. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Sad face, and that letter V. Notice mine touched like the little ribbon in the ponytail. And each side, this is just rectangle, and rectangle. And you know what? Let's just do the same kind of arm. So I'll just do the letter L and the letter L. And I'll do a parallel line. But at the top, I'll just close it with a sad face. Okay, and you want to make sure like the hand, see like my hand looks a little too small, right? So I'll just kind of fix that up a little bit and make it just a little bit, it's a little bit bigger. Sad face for the thumb. And then you're going to go 1, 2, and 1 and 2. And then I'll go diagonal number 1. And then like a triangle. Happy face. Okay, like I just want to show this. So I have like a little curve there, right? All I did is this. If you want to do that curve, little sad face. I'll bring up a number 1. And then I'll just close it here with a happy face. It just makes it look a little bit better, right? And you can add a letter L there just to give it a nice little curve, you know? We're almost done with Dorothy. I'll give her number 1 here, 2 number 1s there. Close it. Because it's like she has like a little apron on, right? Circle, circle, happy face. When you look at the colored version, you'll see which goes like blue. This one, like this section here, and like this section here will stay white. And her feet, again, similar to her arms and hands, I just do the letter L and the letter L. And for the one on the left, I'll just close it. And here, I'll just do kind of like the arm and hand. I'll just go happy face, and I'll close it with a little sad face. The same way you did the bows for the ponytails, or the same way you would do the bows for the feet, right? So it's just triangle, 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 triangle. Like right there, I got a little bit on the inside. I'll just erase that little bit right there. Now I got to redraw. I got to bring down the eraser bit. There we go. Erase a little bit in there. And then I just put triangle there, so she has her shoes, little happy face, and Dorothy is finished. Let's draw Toto. Here we go with Toto. Triangle ear. And then his top of his cocoa for Toto is the letter W. And then triangle again for the other side. And you want to make sure you kind of level that out. If you look and see here, mine kind of level out. This part levels out. And even here, the top of the ears also are very level. Everything is very symmetrical. I think I did that also for Dorothy. Kind of like, see how her feet are not too far apart from each other? See how like the bows are also like pretty next to each other? Even this part of the happy faces. Like everything, when I draw, I see that everything is kind of like this hand goes boom directly to that one. Everything is pretty much symmetrical. Let's get back to Toto. And I'll go, let's do down the center, right? Down the center, triangle pointing down. And then I'll put sad face here. And you can go ahead and put his little eyes. And a little bit of the same M or W right here. And I'll put a little number 1, a little number 1. And right dead center again, it looks like a little triangle. And W. And W. Or for this one, just triangle. And his little tongue is right down the middle. Number 1, happy face. And the rest of Toto is just triangle, right? So I'll put triangle here. Notice that I don't start at the edge. I moved it in a little bit, right? Triangle here. And it goes happy face. Happy face. He's got a little bit of her dress in there. We'll just get rid of that. Triangle. And a little bit of a triangle there for that back leg. Notice that his little paws, I don't close my triangles because I like to turn this into like his paws by adding a number 1. So I have his paws and I got Toto. You can add a little bit more, like his hair like this. You want to add the inside of his ear. You can add the inside of his ears. You know, you want to add a little bit more fur. Totally up to you. For the most part, he's done. Let's get to our cowardly lion. And the cowardly lion, I want to start with a big sad face that goes from the top of her head, and I'm going to stop halfway. So I'm going to go, boom. And I'm going to close this with the same way that I did, kind of like I did her hair right there. Looks like the letter V. Sorry, V. Looks like that letter. So I just go like this and close this gap. And now what I'm going to do is, let's just do his legs, right? So dead center, I put sad face. Again, making sure that they stay level, right? And I'll turn this into the letter L and the letter L. And I'm going to draw a happy face and stop right here. Stop right there. Okay, right where this happy face and this L meet. Happy face. Happy face. If I draw inside of Dorothy later, you can erase that. And I'll add a number 1, and I'll add a number 1. Notice that my number 1s don't go all the way down to the bottom, but they do stay, look, level with each other. Again, look, level with each other, level with each other. Everything is pretty symmetrical again, right? So now I'll just go, again, like the letter L. Let's do the number 7 here. 7, 7, 7. You could do it like that. Or you could just go from one side, sad face, close it, and just go sad face 1, 2, or 3. Either way is fine. And I'm going to put right here in the middle, sad face. So we have his body. And off the side here, his back leg, it's parallel line, parallel to this one. And I'll do happy face. And I'll just do a little sad face and close it. Sad face again. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to add a little tail. So I just do like the letter S 1 time, the letter S 2 times. I could do that one a little bit better. S 2 times. And then I'll just give him like a little sad face, happy face, and the letter M again. Almost done with my cowardly lion. Now his face, the same way that I did this little triangle bit here. So I'll go sad face in the middle, sad face again, and then I'll put the letter C and the letter C backwards. And then it's like the number 3 and the number 3. And you want to put diagonal number 1 here, diagonal number 1 there with a happy face and a happy face. Now I'm going to put happy face number 1. Happy face, number 1. And again, guys, you can see that I do this lines up with this. This lines up with this. See how they line up? And if I draw a line of symmetry down the middle, see how this side looks equal to this side? They look equal. That's how Mr. Marquez would like to see it. They're both equal. Okay, triangle pointing down, number 1. And you're going to go like the letter C, but a little more blocked, touch it. Letter C, touch it. Triangle tooth. And then his little bottom of the jaw is like the letter W. And you could put like sad face there. You can add little details, a little bit of fur. Right here, like a little bit of, like a little crown. Using a W. And I have Cowardly Lion. I got Dorothy. I got Toto. I'll put a little bit of fur right here too. Why not? A little bit of fur. Boom. Looks pretty gangster. All right. Next up. Scarecrow. Scarecrow times. Now, you'll notice that my Dorothy is here. My Scarecrow is higher than that. Okay, so I'll start that with a happy face, the number 11. Okay, And I'm going to zoom in. Let's go ahead and do the top of his hat. So it's going to go sad face, then W's all the way to the other side. Close it here, close it here. And the top is triangle, right? So I'll go triangle. But notice I didn't close it. To close it, I'll go sad face one time, sad face two times. Then I'm going to draw like, kind of like a triangle again. And you know what? I'm going to give it a triangle one more time. Off to the side. Couple little number ones there. And I like to shade this in. And his eyes are circles, but they're different sizes and they're not perfect circles. Two different sizes. Put a little parallel line right here and a little parallel line right there. What I like about a number 2 pencil, what I like about this is that you can imitate a number 2 pencil. A lead pencil cannot do this. You can't give it line weight. You can't go thin to thick, thin to thick. So you can create like grooves or more detail like that. A lead pencil, if you try doing this, will pop. Okay, his mouth, triangle. Sorry, his nose, triangle. His mouth, I do like the number 6, like the number 9, right? And I just keep it going, and then I'll go like this. But it starts with a number 9. And then it just goes all the way around to the other side. You can add just a little parallel line right there. Number 1s, X. You can put a little bit of, a couple number 1s in there. Okay, so you have your Scarecrow's Coco. A little letter W from one side to the other. And then it's going to be shoulders. Number 1, number 1. Let's go ahead and give him a torso. So let's turn this into a diagonal number 1, diagonal number 1. And let's close that. And let's add the rope around his waist by just going from one side all the way to the other. And go ahead, maybe you want to do it 2 times. And you can add sad faces so you can show that that's rope. A little letter T right there gives you like an abdomen. And it goes like triangle for the bottom. And the same W you did here, you're going to do it here. And now, you know what? Since I'm working down, and then we'll work up and finish his arms. So his legs will be like the letter W. Let's just do one leg. And let's draw a parallel line. Stop right here. You want to stop right there. And you just want to close this. Look, boom. And then just finish this with happy face. And you have the leg and the foot. For the other leg and foot, let's just make it a little bit more turned. So I'll just go, I'm going to draw my letter L, right? But then I'm going to go straight down. And then this way. So I just went like this. I went the letter L. Then I went straight down instead. And I went that way. Okay? I had a parallel line here and a parallel line there. If I have it inside of Dorothy, you want to erase whatever's inside of Dorothy. And I don't even have to draw that whole foot. And that little bit of line that you see extra right here, I'll use this. See? I'll do a little detail here. Now we can go back up, finish his arms, which look like the letter V. I'll start with the letter V. I'll start with the letter V. I'm going to add a parallel line. And then I'll just add rectangle with a rectangle thumb. Not even a rectangle thumb, more like a triangle. Again, I'm going to do it here, same thing. Rectangle, like a letter L. And I'll go sad face, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you can add the W there. W here. And he's got a little rope. A little bit of rope. Okay, you can add some stitching. Little bit W's here. And you should have your Scarecrow. Next is the Tin Man, and you see that the Tin Man is a little bit higher up than where the Scarecrow is and where Dorothy is. Looks like a little step ladder, right? We're going to start the Tin Man just like we did the Scarecrow. Happy face. And we're going to go like this and just draw his hat, come number 1, and go all the way across the top and close it. And it looks like triangle. And at the top, it's just a rectangle. And you want to put the letters sad face 1 and 2. And you have his Coco. His eyes is circle 1, circle 2, and just put a rectangle for his nose. And if you put a number 1 right here, and happy face all the way to the other side, put a little circle there for the bolt, and you have the Tin Man, or at least his head. Number 1, number 1. And then this is like a rectangle, but I just give it 2 diagonal lines. You can put a bolt here and a bolt there. Now, I'll give him from one side, just go all the way around like the letter C, boom. And his body is just like a cylinder, but I'm going to give it like a number 1 going all the way down first. I'll give it a happy face at the bottom. And just close it here with a little bit of a round instead of a straight line. Just a little bit. And it's circle 1, circle 2. You could put circle 3. And anything inside of your Scarecrow, you could just take it and erase. So you have a little bit of overlapping. Okay, he's got a little heart right there. Sorry. Okay, and then you go rectangle here, shoulder. Rectangle there, shoulder. His arms should be number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1. Now this one has one big sad face like this. Okay, and let's do this hand. So you want to draw like triangle. Make it more like a trapezoid. Make it a trapezoid. And hang off the side the letter L. Okay, now watch how we do this really easy. I'm going to turn this into a rectangle right here. And I'm going to go 1, 2. I can put 3. And you're going to put sad faces. You put little circles. You got the Tin Man's hand. You will draw his axe in a little bit. He's got another hand over here kind of resting on his hip. Then you go like another L and just put rectangles there wherever you can. Use those lines. Boom. You don't even have to draw the whole thing. His legs, let's just do half. Let's just go, oh, yeah, let's go L. Should line up with the back of this guy's leg. L. And only do half of a parallel line. Half of a parallel line. And here you want to go number 1 coming out, number 1 coming out. Close it with a happy face. Close it with a happy face. Okay, anything inside of your Scarecrow, go ahead and erase that. Oh, a little bit here inside of Dorothy too. Doesn't take very. You want to trace Dorothy. Oh, trace her first. I'll put in here the order in which you should trace, so that if you have any doubt, I'll put that on there first. When you're ready to trace, I'll show you. This is really bugging me. I'll show you where you should trace because it doesn't literally look right. So I'm going to fix this. Just those two. That'll look better, see? Okay, and then I'll put sad face there, put a little boat right there. You could do the same thing here, a little sad face, put a little boat on each side. And you do the same thing here, sad face, all right, little circle there. Then his axe, just a rectangle, diagonal line, you should have his axe. So now you should have all the main characters drawn out. How do we do this background? Well, I'm going to start with just a sad face going from one side to the other. Just like that. And anything inside of my characters, again, you want to erase that stuff, right? So I want to erase this line and get rid of it. Let me get a little bit bigger so I can go a little bit faster. A little bit smaller. Just to hit up these spots. A little bit smaller. A little bit here. Let me make it a little bit bigger than that. All right, you get the idea. Okay, all right. Now, I'll start with the yellow, with the city, which if you did Sailor Moon, this should be easy, right? So always start at the top, and you're just thinking about rectangles. Just some rectangles of different sizes, okay? Diagonal, just like this. And then as you get towards the center, you want to make them just a little bit smaller, right? So I just want to go like this. I'm going to draw a bunch. I'm going to show you how you could make it look like a bunch with a simple little trick, right? And then keep it going, make it look a little step ladder like that. And at the bottom, so you got a few in the middle, you want to go 2 number ones, sad face, 2 number ones, sad face, and make these little ones. Okay, now, the trick to making them look like more is in between, find some spots and just draw number ones. Now, if you don't draw these number ones looking like number ones, you're not going to have this effect. It's not going to look right. So it should be straight up number ones. Okay, so once you got all these little number ones, you got your little city coming together, right? You got the Emerald City coming together. Put a little sad face there. Drop a little grass. The stars would be like the letter A, but without the middle part. And then you would put the same letter A here, here, and then diagonal. So you have a star. And you could put those all over and just small ones on your Emerald City because it is a shining Emerald City, okay? So these should be here like this. And so on and so forth, okay? Let's draw, let's finish this yellow brick road. So I'm going to add like a parallel line here. And I'm going to come around and draw a little bit of it here, like right behind my characters. And then I'm going to come around the lion and add one here by Toto. And then you could identify that with horizontal line first. So you're not even drawing a complete yellow brick road. Okay. And then the last little bit, I'll put grass here to show you what is road and what is grass. So I'll put like these diagonals, and they should go like this. Wherever you have 2, there's 1 in the middle for the next row. Okay. And for a lot of this, you don't even have to, add those. Just put a few here, there. Okay. And then the last little bit, like clouds, should go wavy line and then up, little wavy straight line, and then make it curve up. This is where that thin and thick line would look great. You go like this. And now I have put the title Wonderful in cloud form, right? But you could just do this. You could just go Wonderful Wizard of. Now, if you want to just turn them into block letters, because you don't want to make them clouds because it's too much work, don't. But if you can, all you do is write them out like that lightly and then go over this and make them into clouds as such. Okay? You just build around it with some curvy line, and you could actually spell out the words. Okay? So I'm going to leave it like that for you to work out. And then the Oz part is going to come around here. You're going to go all the way around, stop. And then you put the letter Z in there to finish this. And I'll come around one side. So let's say I'll do like this. The letter Z. And I'll go around with a little half face. And I could just use that line that I drew right through. And there's Oz, Wonderful Wizard. Okay, let me take off these layers so that you can see the exact drawing that's underneath. Let's get rid of these layers. There. So now you can see what your drawing should look like. Okay, plain, simple. Don't forget your name. And now the tracing order. I'm going to put this in a different color, and you could take a pic of this later so that you have the tracing order, right? Dorthy. Let's make this a little bit wider, right? Dorthy first. Then Toto. Third would be your lion. Fourth, Scarecrow. And the order in which you drew it is the order in which you should trace it, okay? So that when you trace Dorothy, right, just leave her alone. Then you trace the lion, right? Then you just erase. You take your eraser, you erase. So if you have anything inside of Dorothy, right, that belongs to the lion, it'll disappear. Then you trace the Scarecrow. And again, when you're done tracing the Scarecrow, erase. And you'll see that whatever you overlapped on her will be gone. And then the last, you would do it here to the Tin Man. You trace him last, and then erase everything inside. And you'll see that whatever you touched inside of this guy will be gone. All right, I should have this one fully colored. So in case you want to copy those same colors, you have that with you. Until the next video, be good to yourselves and to others.